name is Ted Sparkuhl. I'm Matthew Sparkuhl's uncle. I live in Laguna Beach, California. I have been involved in dealing with art for most of my adult life. Approximately the last 35 years I've been focusing seriously on making art. And I want to welcome you, Mr. Bushman's 6th grade class at Horizon Elementary School. This is really a treat for me to be talking about an artist that I feel is one of the most significant artists of the 20th century, Jackson Pollock. Jackson Pollock was a very energetic person. He had a tremendous amount of ability. He went through an educational process to learn how to deal with realistic figurative work. That's doing a lot of painting and drawing about you and I, the figure. And he was highly experimental in the approaches that he took to dealing with his type of painting. And when he was living in New York City, he felt kind of tied in to a group of people that were involved in similar type of creative painting. There was a group of people that would meet at a cafe periodically downtown New York, and they would discuss a lot of kind of art activities. And he wasn't really financially successful early on, but he still had a tremendous amount of creative energy that he wanted to experiment with. And with his friends around, he would paint together, they would do workshops together. And then he became a little bit more interested in just being with himself and reflecting on what was important to him with painting. So he started really loosening up, so to speak, the idea of not being so tight with how he was drawing and painting, but he began to use larger brushes. He began to splash the paint around a little more rather than being very precise in terms of how he would do paintings and drawings about the figure. Now, what was interesting, he became a bit popular with a museum person, Peggy Guggenheim. Peggy Guggenheim, as you might like to investigate, was associated with the family of the Guggenheim Museum in New York City. And she would search out artists around New York City that she felt had a lot of potential. And she came across Jackson Pollock and was very interested in the type of art that he was doing. There was very little writing about Jackson Pollock until he began to really experiment with new things. Now, once he got a little bit of money, he was supported very much up to this point by his partner, Lee Krasner. Lee Krasner, you might want to investigate, is a tremendous painter in her own right. But because of what was going on in the system, the focus was more on Jackson than it was on Lee Krasner. But once they got some money, the first thing that they did after Peggy Guggenheim started selling some of his paintings is that they bought a farm in upstate New York. As soon as he got to the farm, he went to a barn that was on the farm and he converted that into a studio. Now you can imagine the beauty of this large space in a barn that would allow him the ability to expand what his thinking was into larger artwork. Now while he was there, he was still painting. He started out by painting directly on the canvas that would be in front of him, on what you call an easel. That would be in front of him. Now he noticed one time when he had some canvas just laid out on the floor that he could use more of a physical connection to his painting. He began to look at this space on the floor and he would focus on the idea of doing something that might be a little larger. Then he began to splash the painting a little bit looser. He was trying to get looser and looser as he developed. And he got into actually throwing the paint on the floor, which the canvas was on, and he developed a rhythm of creating paintings and very abstract paintings, that idea that was completely feeling rather than anything that was representing life that he saw around him. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy your class and your investigation into Jackson Pollock. I thought I had 5 minutes.
That was 5 minutes.
That wasn't 5 minutes.
Let's see.